What's up, dog? You're not ready for me, people. Sydney Australia, I'm new to your channel and I hit the like and subscribe. I do have a channel too. A ghost hunter. Are you a ghost hunter? Well, let's vibe, let's connect. Let's do business. And let's collab. You heard? Let's collab. Let's live. Do you see anything around me? Or does it not work like that for you? There's spirits in this room. A strong, powerful one. Yeah, I had my lights turned off and I turned them on. It was a lot of static. A lot, a lot of static. Do you want to crash out? What's up, yo? What's good, Dylan? What's good, y'all? You gotta follow me on Twitch too. It's the same name. And what y'all got going on, Vigo? And follow me on Facebook, Possibel. But there is a old lady around you. Yeah, there is an old lady around me. It just happened today. She probably died in this room or somewhere in this building. Or the old lady can be my mom or my great grandmother, Edna. My mom did look old when she passed away and before she passed away. Oh, she was older too, like 60 something. I think my mom was like 62, 63 when she passed away. She is 5'2" in her 80s. Hmm, that makes sense. 5'2" in her 80s. Hmm. What woman can this be? See, my grandmother was 5'2" in her 80s. Yeah, she died in her 80s. So it could be my grandmother. She looks over you. Oh, my grandmother, Jean Williams. It's my grandmother. What's good, Melissa? What's good? Yeah, she looks over. Absolutely. Unless you're reading into the future. Unless you're a medium like me and know what's what, even when people figure it out. And you just go along with this shit. Mm. Trying to help you, but you do what you like. Sometimes she gets upset with you. Ooh, that makes sense. Men. I don't date guys. Could be talked about women. That's the only thing. Maybe masked woman. Date guys. Strong demeanors, things go on for yourself. Easily could be talked about to women. Manipulate me. But not really. Now it's not easy. Buddy. I see everything clearly, even though I can't see it right in front of me. I always see beyond. And that's the difference between me and most. Now I am a medium. I don't use cards. I don't use any type of tarot cards, any type of tools. I use energy and frequency, vibrations. See, I'm not only getting your energy, you know, from like being right in front of you, but I can also get your energy by you, commenting in the comments. I can feel your energy and who you are, you know. Maybe not exactly who you are, but I can put a couple things together.
You're absolutely wrong. None of the stuff that you're saying pertains to me or anything about me, anything of me, nothing in that nature. To be quite frankly, I you know, feel a little honored here. I feel a little honored here. There's a lot of people out there that act like they have a gift. They don't know what the gift feel like. They don't know the first experiences of it. You know, they don't know the diagnosis. They wouldn't know how to pick apart and tell you the details of what you will go through when you wake up. The acknowledgement of being a chosen one is one that one can't handle, you know. So, 8 years old, I'm 31 now, about to be 32. And I never in life used tarot cards, but if I did, it's because I was able to make them and utilize anything that I made as a spiritual tool, you know, to set forth anything I wanted to set forth. And, you know, and to be, to elaborate more on that, you know, you got to set your, intentions, correctly, you know, just like a cookbook, you know, you got to have the recipe right, or it won't work, you know. A lot of people think it's just as easy as just telling somebody, hey, this is what happened in your life without even seeing the deja vu of it or anything of that nature. That's beautiful to know, Jason. You know, um, playing with the spiritual world and things like that can be very intense for oneself. And when you do that, you also open yourself up to new spirits and deities and ghosts and, you know, demons. But if you're not strong enough, Jason, one day you will become possessed. There's a time to keep going and there's a time to stop. You have to know when to stop. You gotta understand that it's not always your responsibility to be the messenger, but sometimes just listening is all, the message that you need to absorb, for yourself, not to, you know, freely, give information out, especially if you're not 100% accurate. Some people are highly intuitive and protected by different, deities in the spiritual world. and planes and dimensions. You can't just, you know, um, hop from one dimension to another without permission from the guards. You know, so when you know, um, conjure up these spirits and these deities, some of them you got to give offerings to, and you gotta actually pray about it as well, and and pretty much ask permission to do these certain things. See, a lot of people don't know, how this works. And when you're born with a gift, it's not something that you're taught, or it's something that you know you end up waking up one day and just knowing, being able to read people, starting off with spiritual dreams and out of body experiences and astral planing, flying dreams, notebooks, drawings, predictions, seeing creatures that nobody else see, only to Google it and that image to pop right up, to say things out of nowhere and for them to happen in seconds after you say it, to be able to draw something up that pertains to one's funeral of passing and the following day. You know, those are gifts. Being able to feel people's intentions before they set them, that's a gift. Being able to know what's about to happen before it happens. Not all the time, but only when it's really necessary. That's a gift. Not knowing that you even have a gift, but being able to understand the difference between reality and the shit that they try to lie to us about. That's a fucking gift. And that's what's called being woke as well. When you already know that you was lied to because of the things that you are experiencing yourself through the spiritual plane. You know, all of that shit's a gift. But a lot of people think, oh, a woman's intuition is just a woman's intuition. No, that's a gift. It's a gift. So just like there's rules on this dimension, there's rules on the other dimension. And we all got different gifts. So who is one to say that one don't have a gift? I say you need to practice. And if you're in the ghost hunting field, you're not in it for no reason. That's your place. But if you want to be 100%, don't make a foolery. I feel like you was on point, but then you fell off. It's as if something was clairvoyance too. That's what it all is. But it all is connected to God, and that's what people fail to realize about any of this stuff. See, there was prophets and healers, and foreseers and disciples in the Bible. People that was able to heal, predict, and know what was coming, or when God wasn't coming, but knew his signs of when he was coming. I say, if you don't believe in the Bible, don't believe in the Bible then. But follow the signs in the Bible. See, people often overlook the signs that God said in the Bible. But if you was to follow those signs, you would know that God's real. You wouldn't have a debate if he's real or fake, or a theory, or some made up, what you call it. Because it's all connected. People are dividing God from their spirituality and their cultural beliefs. And it's all connected to one source. It's all connected to one source. And that's all I'm going to say. You got the masculine energy of the world, and then you got the feminine energy of the world. Lilith, the book of Enoch, and other things. A lot of stuff been taken out the Bible. But anyways, a lot of stuff with hoodoo, voodoo, and a whole bunch of other stuff. It's all connected because God already talked about the evil and the good in the world, and the good that is made to look evil and deceitful eyes and false prophets speaking about things they don't know anything about, telling you can't walk into the church a certain way when God said, "Come as you are." You just got to be mindful, of you know, of people that will try to deceive you through things they don't even know anything about, or through things they know something about but know nothing about you. Know something about but know nothing about you, and deceivers, because that's where they fall asleep at, not knowing who you are. So when you speak up, it shuts the room down because they're thinking you're one way and you're this way. But you don't show them your face until it's time to show them your face. Sometimes you got to be like a snake, looking, listening, easing through and absorbing up all that shit up like a sponge, just so you can read everybody in the room. You know, when you walk inside of a place you don't know, you got to read the room. You got to read the room. Energy, the frequencies of it, the dynamics of it, you got to read the room. Look for how many exits there is, if there is even any exits, or if there's only one way to go in. Why would you want to go in that place? You gotta listen to your gut. Read the room. And I'm here to let you know that Sasquatch is real, and the government don't want you to know that. And any type of evidence that you have a Sasquatch, do not give it to the government. Do not give it to the government, and they will get rid of it. They're not going to do what they say they're going to do with it. Stop being dumb, people. Stop being dumb. You know, don't call them up. Don't contact them saying, "Hey, you found an enormous, big ass footprint that do not look animal like," because they will get rid of the footprints. They're not going to get rid of you unless you was holding substantial evidence that they cannot reach. In order to get rid of that, they would get rid of you. Sasquatch name, aka the Yeti, aka Bigfoot, That's not their real name. Okay. They like to be called Elohims. Okay. They like to be called Elohims. Means God in Hebrew. Not saying that they are gods, but that's what the name stands for. But that's what the name stands for. Was to give me a lie detector test, seeing if I seen it or not. It would come out to be 100% factual. And they probably would try to get rid of my ass because they'll know for a fact I didn't go looking for them. They came looking for me. And they didn't leave until I acknowledged them that they was present. Was I scared? No. Was I curious? Yes. Was I shocked? Stunned? Hell yeah. But in fact and indeed, I seen exactly what I seen. And it wasn't until I Googled the image that I knew exactly what it was. But the images on Google is not accurate. They're not accurate at all. Their eyes are just like ours. They got human eyes. You can tell the difference between a cat eye and a dog eye, right? No, their eyes don't glow. They lied. Their eyes are just like us. You know they added some fiction on top of it. Yeah, their eyes glow and they're hideous beings. They attack people and they're ignorant. They throw rocks. Please. Come on. You gonna let somebody come and destroy your fucking house? Or you gonna get them the fuck up out of there? Well, it happens that they can't call the police. So that's the only thing they can do. Scare you out the fucking woods, chase you out. Because, yeah, they're the guardians of the woods. Mother Nature is real. And so is Sasquatch, aka the Yeti, aka Bigfoot. Okay? They're real. So if you've seen them before, not a lot of people do, in the ways that I do. And a lot of people's like, what is the Sasquatch? Well, Google it and then come back to me. Actually, I have Google or YouTube on here. Let's watch some Sasquatch videos. Let's get into it. Now that we're on some spiritual shit.
People think of New York, they think of New York City. New York, for the most part, is wildland. So in 1976, in August, there was a major incident that took place in my hometown of Whitehall, New York. And it became famous
Oh yeah, anything I talk about, I can
several
pull up.
police agencies.
That's what made me even more. See, their eyes are not
walking
glowing.
near a telephone pole on Abear
The
Road.
eyes glowing is cat.
On Abear Road, that incident kind of solidified and verified a lot of the things that were going on around here for a number of years. When people talk about these sightings, the sightings from the 70s, the sightings from the 80s, this was a negative for the witnesses.
It's real though. It's 100% real.
Baby footage,
I've seen it from my own eyes.
The prison film. That came to me, in fact, I was the first one ever to investigate that. This is all sort of a similar type terrain, and so this could actually house a mystery for a very long time.
And you don't gotta tell me who my lady is. I know who she is. Always knew. But that's just the thing. If you knew me, then you'll know better. I'm her. For real. I know who she is. I know who she is. I know what's going on. But that's okay with me. See how that works? I love that for me. An older woman with her own friends, already been through life. Yeah, I'm gonna marry her. We getting
When
married
people think of New York State, they think of New York City, and they
Yo, I
automatically
need
think
her
of
though.
large buildings and